All right, guys, it's 1:06. We're going to go ahead and jump into today's class. Obviously, Google Business Profiles, you guys joined because you want to learn something more. Maybe you can optimize it. Maybe you can add something in there that can help you rank higher. Google Business Profiles are a key essential to your online presence, okay? It's like I was saying earlier, it is getting, oftentimes, it is getting more traffic than your website. Now, don't let that be like, oh, then why do I have a website? Well, because you still need a website, right? But we want to leverage this tool. It's a tool and a free tool, right? It doesn't cost anything. It's just like a Facebook business page or an Instagram or a TikTok or a YouTube channel, right? All these platforms are free. We just need to be able to invest our time to make sure that we are optimizing them and updating them so that we can show up higher in searches, rank higher, in addition to just increasing your SEO. So it's a critical part of your ecosystem. I would say that your Google Business Profile should be in your top 3 platforms that you're updating. Okay, so we're talking probably Google, and your website aside, right? Google, probably Facebook, and then, or actually Google, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a phenomenal platform, the oldest social media platform out there. Insane SEO. Google yourself. Oftentimes, it's in the top 3 results. So you definitely want to leverage LinkedIn and YouTube because video is what people are looking for, whether it's short form or long form. It's interesting. I know today's about Google, but Google owns YouTube. That longer form video content is starting to come back. So we're going to have some more insight and trainings on that in the future. But your Google Business Profile should definitely be a top priority for you and consistently update it. Right? We've all been there. I've been there. Don't be the agent that goes in, create your Google Business Profile because you're told you need one, and then you never log back into it ever again, right? That's how you don't rank higher. That's how you're not getting found. You need to constantly update it, right? The more you feed into Google, the more love they're going to give you back. So we're going to go through a couple of those today. If you guys have questions as we go through this, feel free to throw it in the chat box or just unmute yourself, interrupt me, and let's talk about it right then and there. It's fresh on your mind. I don't mind it at all. And don't be afraid to ask a question because it will most likely help the other agents on the call as well. But hopefully everybody can see my screen. I went to google.com/business. Now, is there anybody on the call that does not have a Google Business Profile? Does anybody on the call not have one currently? If so, I have a video for you that I will go. Ilona, so good to see you on here. Suzanne's on, David, Julia. Awesome, guys. It's a good group. All right, so you're going to go to google.com/business. If you don't have a Google Business Profile yet, which does not look like anybody doesn't, you're just going to go into sign in or manage now. Essentially, they take you to the same spot. I'm going to click manage now. It's going to come up here. You're probably only going to have one in here. I have a couple because I do try to help some agents with theirs. But you're going to click on your profile, and it's going to open up to a screen that looks like this. Okay, we're going to go in and actually edit it. Did I see somebody raise their hand? Who raised their hand? You can unmute yourself if you did. I saw a hand raise.
Hi, it's Peggy. I don't have a Google Business Profile.
You don't? Okay, Peggy. So I am going to actually, if you can do this, if you can email me, justin@rocktitle.com, justin@roctitle.com, I'm going to send you the step-by-step on how to create the Google, go through that sign-up process. It's very simple, very easy. There's just a few things in there that I just want to make sure that happen for you to be able to get verified as quickly as possible.
Justin@rocktitle.com?
Yes. No K. No K in rock.
I gotcha.
All right. So once you go in, you sign in or manage now, you're going to click your actual profile and it's going to open up to something like this, which essentially is just pulling up your profile in a public view. Look here. So over here on the right side, you're going to typically see your actual profile. just like what we see all the time when we Google things, and they pop up over here on the right side. And then over here, you have these icons that you can edit or tweak or optimize your profile. You may see your profile strength here. You can click complete info to give you an idea of what still needs to be completed. Add your services. We're going to talk about some of that today. But you may not be 100% in there, but that is okay. We're going to go through each of these and kind of talk about how you can better optimize them. So the first thing we need to talk about is your name, right? What are you going to name your Google business profile? Well, for starters, you want to make sure that your name is in it, right? You want to make sure that your name is in it. However, Jeff said, can you enlarge the screen? Is this not, I don't know, maybe. Is that better?
It's just a little blurb up on your corner of the screen right now. We still see you, but barely see that.
Is that for everybody or just Jeff?
Maybe.
Jeff, click on that small box and it should make it bigger for you.
Or the view button up at the
Oh,
top.
there it is. I found it. Thanks.
Perfect. Good, good. All right, so I'm going to click out on this. Perfect. So your name, you want to make sure that your first and last name, whatever you go by as in your business as a business owner, sometimes, we go by different names, or maybe there's a middle name, however you want to go by, but you want to make sure that that is in there. The other thing is you want to say what you do, right? So I always typically do real estate professional. You could do realtor, you could do whatever you want to do in that sense, but it would be good to give your title or what you do within the business. In addition to, for compliance reasons and SEO reasons, you want to make sure that you're adding in your brokerage name. Okay, so you could say @ or you could do a dash, however you want to put it in there, but I do recommend that. The other piece that you could put in there is your main city that you actually work in. So maybe it's Justin Taylor, real estate professional at ABC Brokerage, Phoenix, Arizona, right? It's okay if it's long. Don't be afraid if it's not long. Geographic location, we're going to talk a lot today about that because it's super important. Google searches are highly based, almost mainly based, but highly based on geographic location, right? Just like if you go on your maps and search food near me, restaurant near me, realtor near me, whatever it may be, right? You want to make sure that you are leveraging geographic location in a lot of these different elements that we're going to talk about today. So I always get questions on naming convention. Again, your name, however you go by your name. If it's a team that you run, maybe it's a team profile. You can have your own and a team profile. You just may be battling up against each other. Okay, and what I mean by that is if you are doing the same exact thing on two different profiles, and one's for you and one's for the team, it can get conflicting, and now you're kind of like racing against yourself. So don't always recommend that. The other thing is if you are licensed in more than one state, you need different profiles for each state, each location, for numerous reasons, right? Compliance would probably be number one, but number two is SEO, you don't want to confuse Google. And when we go in and edit this profile to add different areas of service, you don't want to have Phoenix and San Diego and Tennessee all in the same one, right? So you want to have different profiles if you're licensed in multiple states. So name is a big one. Again, your name, what you do or your title you go by, and then your brokerage. And then if you wanted some bonus points, I would add in geographic location as well. I'm going to go over here and click edit profile. So once you get logged in, remember we started over here, we logged in google.com/business. You get logged in, you click your profile, it's opening up like this. I'm going to click edit profile here. And we're just going to go through a couple of these things. We just talked about the business name, business category. It should be real estate agent. Okay. Even if you're on a team, real estate agent you should be your category. Let's talk about description. Description is essentially your bio or business description. With that, you want to make sure that you are leveraging keywords. Okay, you want to make sure you're leveraging keywords. What do I mean by that? I mean, again, geographic location. So here's a couple things with that. You want to talk about all the areas that you sell in. So I'm based in Phoenix, Arizona, but I'll sell in Gilbert, I'll sell in Chandler, Tempe, Scottsdale, Glendale, Goodyear, right? All those different places. You want to add that in there. Again, as many keywords as possible. It's just like social media, guys. If you've been on some of my webinars for social media optimizing, you want to beef up that caption in there, and you want to talk about geographic location. You gotta get some meat on the bones with that. So again, geographic location, what are all the areas that you sell in? Don't just choose the main area, because now you're telling Google Phoenix, 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 Phoenix. You're never going to rank for Glendale, Chandler, Mesa, right? All those surrounding areas. So you want to make sure geographic location, all the spots that you're selling in. Who are your clients? Who do you work with? Investors, new home buyers, sellers, right? Homeowners. Maybe you dabble in commercial, right? You want to talk about new home buyers compared to, buyers that are coming back to buy another one or an investment property, but you want to talk about who you work with. Veterans. Maybe you specialize, maybe in a previous life before you got in retail, you were a teacher, you were in a school. Talk about that, right? You want to be able to give that information, not just for the reader, but for Google to better rank you. Because the more information they have, again, the more you feed them, the more they're going to feed you. So geographic location, who is your client? Who do you work with, right? All those different types we just mentioned. And what products do you sell? What kinds of homes? Single family homes. Maybe it's retirement communities or 55 plus, right? High rises, land, rentals, again, single condos, apartments, different things like that, right? Depending on your market and kind of what it works for there. But you want to make sure that you're talking about what types of homes, what types of properties you help clients with. Again, when Google searches are intent based, meaning I go to Google and I'm just putting in a search because I know exactly what I'm looking for, right? Well, that's what we're searching for. Compared to maybe like social media. Like social media ads. Those aren't search intent, right? You're targeting certain things. So you want to make sure that you're touching on all those different keywords. So again, geographic location, all the areas that you're willing to sell in, who is your client, all the different types of client profiles, and what products do you sell, right? All those different, even homes on golf courses, right? All those different things. So you want to make sure that you go and do the description. Now, if you're struggling with your description, there is something, if you can see in this tab, called ChatGPT. ChatGPT.com. There's still a free version. Highly recommend that you go in and sign up for it. It's, again, still free. It will help you be creative and just piece things together in a better way. Now, is it 100% amazing and accurate? No, it's close. It's probably 95%. It's there. So you just want to make sure if you need some help, putting in all those different areas and who your client is and just assembling in a way that sounds good, highly recommend ChatGPT. And we're going to come back to this because we're going to talk about this for those updates or those micro blogs and posts that you should be utilizing on your Google business profile. So again, and I think they give you, is it 750? It is 750. So they give you 750 characters. So when you go into ChatGPT, so like just for instance, if I need to go in here, I'm just copying what I had in here. Please rewrite this to optimize for my Google business profile. I also sell in Chandler, Tempe, Goodyear, and my clients are typically, my clients range from veterans to new home buyers, sellers, etc. See what that does. Okay, and then I'm gonna paste in this. Here is what I had previously, right? We're telling it to do this. I'm pasting in there, doing that. And in a matter of seconds, it starts rewriting. Okay. So my point is if you guys need some help with optimizing things like that, you can tell it. Another prompt would be act as an SEO expert. right? You're telling it what to act as. You want to be specific in certain things, right? The prompt is super important. You can always go to our YouTube channel if you want to learn more about ChatGPT and the prompts and all that stuff. But I could come here. The one thing I did miss when I put that in there is I would have put at the end, keep it 750 characters or less. Okay, because obviously it'll write a novel and then it doesn't fit in there. So, but you can also tell it how many characters to stay under, which is super helpful. So they give you 750. They even have it's Gemini through Google. It's very good. I'm just a creature of habit, so I learned from ChatGPT and OpenAI, so I love that one. But if you wanted it to, suggest a different one, you could use Gemini and again, communicate back and forth just like ChatGPT. So you want to make sure that your description is SEO optimized. You talk about those 3 key features that we just discussed: geographic location, who's your client, what products do you sell. Opening date. This should be the date you're licensed. Okay. November 15th, 2016 seems like yesterday. And I know some of you are on the call and you're like, wow, I've been licensed for 20 years longer than you have. But you want to put the date that you were licensed in there. That should be your opening date. Obviously, your phone number. Here's the thing with phone numbers. So in the past, like when I was a sales manager for a very large team in Arizona, we had phone numbers for everything. A different phone number for the signs, different phone number for Facebook, different phone number for Google, different phone number for Zillow, all these different phone numbers, because we wanted to track where these calls were coming from. However, that can work against you, okay? Because here's the thing, if you have consistency across the web, you want to make sure that your phone number is consistent on all different platforms, because when somebody does a search, Google tries to verify in a matter of milliseconds, and if there's several different numbers, it could be an issue for that. And the other thing is, if your phone number is consistent across all these other platforms and you go to sign up, Joanne, for the Google Business Profile, a lot of times, if your phone number is consistent across all platforms, it'll verify you instantly. Okay, so a good tip there. Use your actual phone number. And then your website. Of course, you're going to put in your website. So I don't think I have this domain anymore. That's why it's saying that. But you want to make sure that your website is in there. Remember, in the future, if you end up changing your domain name or your website, you need to go in, do an online presence audit and make sure you update it across all platforms. But you definitely want to make sure you come in and update it on your Google Business Profile. Something new in the last year that has become available is social profiles. So previously, Google, over a period of time, after they had enough information on you and verified enough information, they would automatically start showing up like your Zillow profile, your social media profiles, all these different things. But now you can go in and actually add them. So if you come into here, I already have Instagram and LinkedIn. Highly, highly recommend that LinkedIn in there for sure. But you can always add in additional social profiles. So they give you Twitter, which is now X, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest is making a comeback, especially for real estate agents. That's for another call, but even TikTok, all those different things. So these are the ones that you can go in and add in addition to Instagram and LinkedIn. But I highly recommend that if you have any of these that you're actively updating and posting, to come in here and go ahead and do this, because this will help you rank even higher, verification, all that good stuff. So you want to make sure you come in and add those profiles. Again, this feature has been added in the last 12 months. And it's actually a huge win because it gets you from A to B quicker in terms of verification and just your online presence and being able to rank higher. Not only that is, when I talk about allowing people into your digital ecosystem, they go to your Google Business Profile, they start clicking on things. You want to make sure that you have enough information, valuable information there, that they stay as long as possible and they click on other things, right? And it's just a spider web from there. So when we get to talking about products, we're going to link them to your website to a certain property type. Maybe it's homes on a golf course or something like that, right? And it takes them there. Now they're still in your ecosystem. They be on a different platform, but they're still in your digital ecosystem. So again, you want to make sure that as much of this is filled out as possible, but you're also actively on these platforms. All right, let's talk about location and areas for a minute. This is a big one. So as you can see, I don't have a physical address in here. You can in there, but I highly recommend service area. Okay. And here's the reason why. So if my license is it's out of Flagstaff currently. So if my license is in Flagstaff, but I also sell in Mesa, Tempe, Gilbert, Phoenix, but I don't have service areas in here, I'm only going to rank in searches for Flagstaff or the zip code that's in there. Okay, so you want to make sure you have service areas. It's either no business location in service areas or you do both. The other thing to remember is a lot of times your brokerage, and if you're specifically with like Realty One Group or some others, it's against your ICA to actually use your office address in your Google business profile. Okay. Now, whether you do it or not, that's up to you. Here's the thing. Well, the reason why they do that is because they're trying to help rank their profile for that specific branch or location. And when there's 200 agents using that address, it confuses Google a little bit. So that's why they do that. But check with your broker if that's allowed, whatever it may be. If you do choose to do business location, please come in here and add service areas. Please come in here and add service areas. So again, if I did business location, you toggle that on, you do your address in there and you save and you're all good. So we're going to pretend I did an actual address in there. But in addition to that, I would empower you to come in and do service areas, and you can virtually have as many in here as you want. Now, I'm currently sitting in Vegas, so that's why it's pulling these up automatically. But if I wanted to go down, right, I already have Mesa, Tempe, Gilbert, Phoenix. Let's see, what do I do? Let's do, I could do Goodyear. I could put Flagstaff in here. Let's see, what other area? Like Queen Creek, right? All those different areas. So it just continues to add those. Now, when somebody does a search, I will show up in these spots because this is where I'm saying that I serve. I do business in all these different areas. So you want to make sure that you come in here. Any area that you want to work in yourself or an area that you are willing to give a referral out, right? Jeff, you just raised your hand. What's that?
Yeah, if we can step back to the business name, business address.
Yes.
When I first put mine there, I was trying to put my own address in there. I couldn't get verified. So I ended up I got them to call our address here of the office in there, and it finally would verify me. But how do you get verified if you're using, because they're not seeing Realty One Group at my home address?
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about that. So I would not recommend putting your home address. Only in my head, safety reasons, right? This is public information. Now, when we go back to the verification, like when you first sign up, and Joanne, this will be good for you, is when you first sign up for a Google business profile, it may ask you an address that's not going to be publicly visible, but to help verify you. Sometimes, if we could go back to the old days to get the postcards, I would be so happy because it'd make things a lot easier. But I would not recommend putting your actual home address as a business location. Excuse me, I would do your office address in there for that. And it's probably not going to verify it because there's not enough information on the web with your personal address on it for them to be able to verify that it's a real business. So that's a lot of times why the brokerage offices or branches get verified fairly quickly because they already have an amazing amount of SEO around that in there. So Jeff, if you go in right now to your profile and you take a look at this business location, you're able to add your brokerage office, correct? Not your personal.
Yeah, that's what I finally ultimately did.
Yeah.
But I thought you said we shouldn't do that. Did I misunderstand something?
Double check with your broker because it might be against your contract or your independent contractor agreement, your ICA, to actually use that office address as your business location on your Google business profile. A lot of times brokerages are doing that because it's causing issues for their own business profile for that actual location.
Okay, so if that's the case, if they don't want me to use it, what address did we put in there?
then don't put an address, but do service areas. And the benefit is when
Okay,
you do,
gotcha.
yeah, no, you're good. So I'll go back to this one real quick. Business location. So if I only have a physical address in here, ignore service. Let's pretend I don't have any service areas, right? 0 service areas in there. I didn't add any, and I only have an actual physical address. Then I'm only going to show up and I'm only going to rank for that city and zip code. So let's say I'm in Vegas right now. So if I just did Las Vegas as the address, right? Las Vegas and whatever the zip code is, then I'm not going to rank for, let's say, Henderson or Summerlin or, Boulder City, all these other areas. Same with the Phoenix greater market. If I have an address in there and it says Scottsdale and the zip code's like 85295 or something, then I'm only going to rank in those areas if I do not have a service area.
Okay, so if we put no location
Yes,
and then service areas, it should verify us?
it should. Well, you're going to rank in those areas, but when you talk about verifying, I'm thinking that you already have a Google Business Profile, correct?
Right. But when I set it up, I was thinking, well, I was kind of thinking along the same ways that you said, everybody's going to be on this address. I want to try to stand out a little bit,
Yeah.
but I put in I get your personal address isn't the greatest idea in retrospect, but I used my personal address, but it wouldn't verify me because they couldn't figure out my name to my address. So it couldn't
Yes.
verify me. So it didn't allow me to do any editing or anything.
Yes. So when you first sign up for the Google Business Profile, it does ask you for an address, but that's not the one that's going to be displayed on your Google Business Profile. So a lot of times it asks you for your personal address because it's going to determine, am I going to send you a physical verification like a postcard, or I'm going to have you do a video or whatever it may be. But that's not going to be public facing. So that makes
Right.
sense that it wouldn't verify that specific one. So if you
Well-
come in here, I would have no business location for depending on your brokerage, right? So if they allow it, then put the physical location in here. But don't just do that. Make sure you come down to service areas and you start adding in all those other areas that you want to sell in. So
People
Jeff,
will
remind-
literally show up to your house if you have your address there. I've had that happen.
Yeah.
So do not put it.
Okay, well, that makes sense. And in retrospect, I agree with that. But when I had my personal address on it, it was trying to get me to do the video. That was the only option I had
Yeah.
for verification. And then they wanted me to show that me open the office door, taking a picture of my office within the building and
Yes.
all that kind of weird stuff. And how am I going to do that? Show the name of the sign on the building? I can't do that on my personal thing. So my
Right.
concern is and I had such a hard time, I'm afraid to take it off because
What's on there currently? Your
has-
office address?
yeah, right now it's at the Lake Havasu office address.
Got it. Leave it.
Pardon me?
Just leave it for now. Yeah, leave it for now.
Yes.
But
Okay.
but
Jeff
make sure
Hoover's
that
still
you
on? Maybe he could answer that because if I can leave it there, I will, but I don't want to be breaking protocol.
Yeah, so Jeff's on the call, so that's I'll let you have the conversation with maybe Mimi or Jeff.
Okay.
One of them will be able to
Okay.
tell you if you can use it or not.
Well,
But
that's fine, but I guess if I have to take it off, I'm worried about getting re-verified.
you should be fine. You should be fine. And I'm happy to
So it
jump
won't
on
ask
the
me to
call with you.
re-verify?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. But before you do that, you want to make sure that you come in and add. Obviously, Lake Havasu City is very specific. So you have that. Maybe you have, I don't know, Parker or some other areas that you may sell.
Right.
Any of the areas that you're interested in selling in, you want to make sure you come in and select those service areas. So you just type in all those here, click save, and now whether you keep the business address there or not, you always want to have service areas. That's the key to take away from this is whether you have a physical address here, your actual office or not, you definitely want service areas in here. Because here's the thing, if I don't have Phoenix listed here, I'm not going to rank in Phoenix. I'm not going to show up. If I don't have Scottsdale, I'm not going to show up. So any areas that you want to sell in, you want to make sure that you come in and add those in those different areas.
Okay.
Does that make sense, guys? Am I
And
losing
that's what
anyone?
will help us verify. Well, I guess I'm still concerned is that's what will help us get verified even without the business address.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It will help. So before you remove that, let's say you talk to them and they say, yeah, to remove it. You just want to make sure your service areas are in there for that.
Okay, so I'll do all that, update that, let it take its effect, and then take the name out, see what happens.
Yes. Yes.
Justin, that's a really
Yeah.
great tip about the service areas. Thank you.
Absolutely.
It makes sense how they would just draw off your zip code otherwise.
Yep. Yep. City and zip code, which is in there. So just doing that alone, you're seeing uptick in your traffic. I mean, this is, let me close out of this real quick. Like 620 views. I don't even know what the time period is. This is a demo account, so I don't actively use it, but obviously people are searching for me. So I click on that, but instantly, if you update those service areas, you're going to see a boost in your performance and how much traffic's actually coming here, because now it opens you up in a whole new area, right? It allows you to market in that area.
And
All
Justin,
right, I'm
I
gonna
don't
go back
know, there's a
here.
couple of comments you missed. There's one gal wondering if she should use her LLC.
Oh,
in
yes.
it.
I'm guessing you don't. Okay, cool. Allison, if you have an LLC, do you recommend using that as a name? You can. So like I have Justin Taylor PLLC. You can if you want it to be known in public that it's like you're a business in that sense, like you know, registered business. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. So I personally would not, but I don't see it harming you in any way with that. It does kind of, I will, Allison, to that point, it may bring comfort and legitimacy, knowing that, hey, you're incorporated, you know, you have this business, you know, that kind of thing. So you can, it's going to be up to you. I don't see it impacting you in a positive or negative way. So hopefully that helps. Chantel, so you saw that. Cool. Yeah, and oftentimes how you're licensed, right? A lot of times you should promote yourself and your business, however you're licensed with the Department of Real Estate. And oftentimes, not every agent, a lot of agents don't market themselves or even licensed or registered with the Department of Real Estate as a PLLC or an LLC, something like that. So there's that. If you cover 2 different states, do you just tweak your profile names since you suggest 2 different profiles? Yeah. So it could be literally, it could be the same name. It's just your service areas that you work in. The products that we're going to post on there, your posts are going to be specific to the actual market. So that's going to be different for those. If you're going to choose to put a geographic location in your Google business profile name, then that would help differentiate it. But I don't see, you don't need to, because your service areas are already going to be the difference in terms of the 2 different markets. So if you're selling in Southern California, right, San Diego, maybe, I don't know, Orange County, Costa Mesa, Irvine, all those different areas. And then you're also licensed in Phoenix, Arizona, 2 separate profiles, but your service areas are obviously going to be very much different. So you could tweak the name a little bit if you wanted to, but I don't see it necessary. Google's going to know the 2 different areas. It's just like, you know, a Starbucks in Phoenix, Arizona, and a Starbucks in Irvine, right? You're going to have 2 different locations, physical geographic locations for those. Good questions, guys. All right, I'm going to go down business hours. Please don't put 24/7. Please. I beg you. I beg you for your own sanity. No, if you go into your hours, you know, typically you're going to select the first one here. You don't really want to mess with permanently closed because it is a pain to try to get that back. So please don't click that button. But typically it's going to be open with main hours, and you can come through and put in whatever hours. Maybe Sundays, different hours, right? Just be honest about it. Obviously, if somebody calls and it's an emergency or something, you're going to answer and pick up. But, you know, when you have 24/7 in here, it's not good for you. But I definitely, you know, maybe you don't work Sundays, right? I mean, here's the thing, we're human in this business. So you just want to choose your hours and what you work, have an actual open and close in there. and then you can go in and save. So I'll leave that up to you guys, whatever you want to put in there. But again, I don't recommend the 24/7. It's not, it's a business. You run a business. Special hours. So a lot of times holidays, right? We have Veterans Day coming up, Thanksgiving. So a lot of times, like when you Google a location and you're like, oh, is it open? And you see the little sign that says hours may be affected because of Veterans Day. Hours may be affected, right? This is what that means. So if you're going to have different hours for some of these holidays, you can go in and say, you know what, I'm only going to be open from 10 to 3 that day or whatever it may be, right? So you do have that option to go in and edit those special hours. Any additional hours, these really don't pertain to us, so I wouldn't worry about those. Some more stuff that they've added, again, the last 12 months, there's been a few things. Some of them don't pertain to us, but here's the thing. So you can come through here and maybe you identify as one of these or whatever it may be. So again, some clients, maybe you're looking for an agent that, is similar to you, or any of these that may be on there, right? Women owned, something like that, veteran owned, that'd be huge. Maybe you're a veteran and you're in this business, so that's going to help you rank because somebody may Google veteran real estate agent in, I don't know, Lake Havasu or California, whatever it may be, right? And that will help you. So if any of these pertain to you, I do recommend going in and clicking yes so that you have that additional part on your profile. Here's the other thing, guys. Let's talk about language. If you speak more than one language, please use that in your marketing. Promote that. So let's say you speak Spanish. Let's say you Chinese or whatever it may be, right? Italian or whatever, Spanish, whatever it is. You can go in and add those in there. Leverage that in your marketing. Okay, here's a stat for you. 25% of global searches are done in English. 25%. Meaning 75% of global searches are done in a different language other than English. That's substantial. That's huge. So leverage that in your marketing. Again, you can put that in your description. I'd go back up to that bio, the description, tell ChatGPT to add it in there, fluent in Spanish, fluent in Italian, fluent in whatever it may be. But that will help you with ranking as well. So if any of those pertain to you, you can select those. Crowd, we don't need to worry about. It's up to you. If it pertains to you, it's up to you. Planning, right? Do you require an appointment? Maybe. I wouldn't necessarily put it in there. Again, this is one of those things that's not necessarily a negative or a positive for you in terms of optimization. And then surface options. Again, here's the languages. So if you speak any of these, I would go in and select them and then click save. So again, you speak more than one language. It's a beautiful thing. Include it in your business. All right. So that's all under edit profile, your business information. Lots of key things in there. The next one over here is read reviews. This is just if you want to read through all your reviews, okay? I would encourage you all, again, this is a demo account, but please get more than 22, and we're going to talk about that in a second. We'll get down to ask for the reviews. Photos. Upload photos. Consistently upload new photos. Do you have a closing? Add a photo of a house that you just closed. Did you take a photo with a client at closing? Make sure you ask permission to use that photo across your media. Maybe have the conversation ahead of time. I've seen situations in the last year or 2 years where clients end up getting mad, calling the broker, or even threatening to sue. I didn't give you permission. I didn't realize you were going to post that all over the internet that I just bought a house, right? Some people just want discretion and all that kind of thing. So if you're going to post a picture of your clients, closing or whatever, just quick email, quick whatever it is, text something and saying, hey, I'm going to use this in your marketing. Is it okay if I post this? Boom, and you're good. So, right, closings, new listings, local areas, you out at a restaurant even, like don't feel like this has to be so corporate, very stiff. Definitely have some personality and, give a little bit more insight on that. Photos are a great thing. Here's one thing with photos, and this is a great way to optimize your Google business profile and just your online presence in general. When you take a photo, it's given a random name, right? It's like IMG numbers and letters or whatever it may be. It's random. I highly recommend that you change the file name of any photos or videos that you upload to any platform, but specifically Google. Google and these platforms will read that file name so that it can understand more of what is actually in that piece of media. So if it's a property, let's say this one that I sold in McCormick Ranch, I changed the file name to either it could be like McCormick Ranch, Scottsdale, home, something like that. I'm probably going to add my name into it too. I usually do like Justin Taylor dash. You could even do the property address, 123 East Main Street, whatever it is, right? But I typically would do my name dash McCormick Ranch, home, Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay. Because that file name, again, Google's going to read that file name. You're now going to rank in images, Google Images. We've all looked at Google Images, right? And you click on that image and then it opens up and then it takes you to the actual source of the website. Okay. But if you're changing the file names, it's going to help you rank higher because it gives it more description, right? There's more SEO behind that. And if you don't know what SEO is, that's search engine optimization.
Justin, I've already loaded some pictures to my Google business page. Can I edit them later on, or does it have to be at the initial upload?
Has to be the initial upload. So you can either just going forward, do it, or if you wanted to delete those photos, change the file name and re-upload them, maybe you don't do them all at one time, right? Because going back to verifications and you don't want it to look like it's spam or something in Google's eyes. So maybe you do a couple at a time to update, but once it's uploaded, you can't edit necessarily the file name, but you can delete and add it back in.
Okay.
Hey, Justin, can I ask a quick question? Does that
Of
also
course.
include the profile picture?
All
Okay,
of them.
because we've been
Profile
trying to
picture,
change.
banner photo.
Okay, we've been trying to change our profile picture and we send it, but they never approve it. So maybe that's part of it.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, Michael, because what I have found, sometimes you upload photos or videos and it doesn't get approved. I mean, I'm like, what is going on? Like, why isn't it getting approved? When I started changing the file names, it helped. The other big thing with that is size. So you may need to just reduce the size, and you can Google just like a image compressor without losing quality of the actual image or something. You may just need to reduce the size of the image, but file name definitely helps for sure.
Okay, thanks.
Of course. All right. So again, you go in, right? And you're creating your Google business profile, you upload some photos. You don't want that to be the last time you upload photos. Okay. You want to, again, feed Google and it will feed you. So you have a closing, maybe you mark it on your calendar once a month, you're adding some new media to your Google business profile, but you want to make sure that it's not static. You want to keep giving it some assets in different media pieces, whether it's photos or videos. Okay, so again, I'd recommend, adding some updates once a month or something for those photos. Or a video. Maybe it's a video of a walkthrough, right? Or at an open house or something like that. Performance is just going to give you more details. You can always change the time period to kind of see where you're at. This is a great metric to track, to see. So, right, 620 people viewed this profile. It gives you some stats. So the majority, 456, 74% of my visitors are coming from mobile. Makes sense. Everyone's going to be heavy on mobile. Desktop, 21%, Google Maps, desktop, and then Google Maps mobile. So you just get a little bit more insight. Here's some searches that people have made. So you get to kind of see more, Justin Tyler, that makes sense. They just forgot the A in there. This is probably not me they're searching for, but my profile is popping up because Justin in Scottsdale is common throughout my profile. So it's interesting insights to be able to see, and you can kind of learn more what keywords are working and double down on those, right? You're going to go in and add a lot more. So performance is a good thing to take a look at. Advertise. I don't want you guys worried about Google pay-per-click advertising yet. It's a little bit more advanced, but it's going to open up ads in your Google campaign. Google pay-per-click leads are still one of the best leads out there to generate in terms of quality. It can just get expensive in that sense. So I'm not going to dive deep into advertising today because that's not relevant to your organic SEO, right? You're paying to show up. You're paying to show up. So that'll be a different training, but just know that's what that means. A lot of times, like when we were clicking through performance, I think it even said here. So they're definitely, Google is definitely on a campaign to increase their advertising because this used to be $500 and now it's $1,500. So meaning when you spend $1,500, they're going to give you $1,500. So it's kind of a great deal. But just know that you don't worry about this yet in needing to do that. Or if you are at that stage, I can send you some information on that and how you can take advantage of that. Edit products. This is a big one, guys.
Sorry,
Yes.
Justin, one quick question. Can you go
Please.
back to where did you see you went where you put your name for visibility under performance? I think that's where it
Oh,
was.
so when you go under performance and you scroll down, you're going to have some key keywords or the searches done here. So the bottom right, and you can kind of see like this, right? This is not my name, but I'm showing up because Justin and Scott's still showing up multiple times in my profile. Just again, Terrell. I'm not, but I think I have Cave Creek as a service area, and obviously Justin's everywhere. So you can kind of see all the different keywords and search breakdowns. You may have more than 6. Again, this is a demo, so you'd probably, if you're actively updating it, using it, you're probably gonna have more. But it's just letting you know like how many searches, like what types of searches are you actually showing up for.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
you can
showing
always go to
anything
performance.
there.
You're not showing anything?
Yeah, it says more searches are needed to terms of your hair. So that means
Yeah.
they're not
So you
that means
probably
they're not being searched.
how many does it show how many visitors you've had?
104 at this point.
Got it. Yeah, so
198
we gotta boost
interactions.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, through some of these optimizations and constant updates, you're going to be able to start to see more of those searches. I just don't think there's been enough done currently for them to determine, for this to start showing up there for those.
All right, thanks.
Of course. All right, edit products. So you're going to click into here. How am I on time? 7 minutes. All right. Edit products. When you click on that, you may not show anything here. I've done trainings on these, so I have, a few different options that are currently showing on my profile. Now, as real estate professionals, we don't think, well, I don't sell candles. I don't sell like, tangible things like that sense. No, we sell properties, but we sell all different kinds of properties, right? As some examples down here, homes for sale with a pool in Summerlin. It's very specific. Right? Homes for sale in Goodyear under 500,000. All these other areas, golf courses, right? Chandler Homes on the golf course. What does that look like? So when I click into this product, which they would show up here, okay? When somebody does a search, you see these products? This is what I'm saying about keeping them in your ecosystem. The more information you have, they start scrolling down. They're like, oh yeah, I do want to see what homes are available on a golf course or in this area, whatever it is, right? They start clicking on these. This is what it looks like. You can upload a nice little photo. They can click the link for that. When they click that link, it's going to actually go to, this is a group of agents that we work with here in Las Vegas. So I did this training for them. This is an example. It's going to go to your actual real estate website, your IDX feed. So then they can start searching for homes in that specific. Let's say this was the golf course ones, right? They can go through and do those. Whoops. All right, now I got to click back in here. So you're going to click on edit products. You're going to click add product. And we're going to walk through this. Okay. So if you wanted to, this is again, AI is just, it's part of our life now. Okay. How big is the internet in our life? Huge. How resistant were a lot of people towards the internet? A lot. Same with cell phones. Just know AI is not going away. Okay, it's only going to become more and more incorporated into our everyday life. And it can help alleviate a lot of different pain points. But you can transform product images with AI, meaning it can create images, it can do all that stuff. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Product name, required. Category, required. Price is not required. That's optional. Product description is not required. And then the URL, of course, says optional. You always want a URL, and then you're going to add your photo there. So let's talk about this. So Jeff, we talked a lot today, so I'm going to go in and add Lake Havasu. So Lake Havasu, homes under, I'm going to go with 500,000. Okay, just that example. You don't have to do this. You can do 500K. You're good with that. However you want to put it in there. I recommend putting price in the product name as opposed to down here, just for SEO reasons. Okay, I like it in the title and the name. I've seen that it helps populate them better. So you have up to 58 characters that you can add a title in there or product name. Category, when you click this, you're not going to see real estate. You're going to have to click create new category, and you're going to type real estate in, and you're going to do that. Okay, so because the type of product is it is real estate, so you want to select that. Product price, you can't put it in here. I highly recommend you put it in the actual product name. It's just better SEO. Product description, this says optional. Highly recommend you do this. Okay, 1,000 characters. Why is Lake Havasu a great place to live? Lake Havasu City. I know, I got to put city. All right, Lake Havasu City, right? I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to do a new thing. This is why everyone should have a new blog on their website every single week. There's no excuse. However, in recent conversations, there are some people that just don't even want to go to ChatGPT and do it, right? It's that process, but it's so simple. So you come in here, ChatGPT, write me content for my real estate. I'm going to do website. I'm not going to say Google. Write me content for my real estate website on Lake Havasu City on why it is a great place to buy real estate. Keep it under 1,000 characters, right? Because I know that I'm limited to that 1,000, so I need to tell it. But we want to add some more description. We want to give our potential prospects, buyers, and clients some information that they can't get on Zillow and some of these other sites, right? Give them some reasons why they would want to go in and do that. Yes, Melissa.
Hi, so I am a newer agent and for products, I just have like the few homes I've sold. So you recommend me removing that and adding, like, for example, I'm in Yuma, so why is Yuma a great place to live? Okay.
I would not use products for homes you've sold. I'd use products for potential prospects, for potential clients, right? You're giving them a portal to search for homes. The only thing is, like, you want to add several different options in those products. So homes in Yuma under 300,000, single family homes in Yuma, condos in Yuma. I'm not super familiar with Yuma, so I'm trying to think of certain examples. Golf course, maybe, with mountain views, homes in Yuma with mountain views, all those different things. And I'm going to step you through how to add those, but I would do it that way as opposed to your sold or closed listings for the actual products.
And what was I gonna ask? So basically I'm treating these what products as blog posts? Or is
Not
that-
necessarily
am I-
blog posts. It's think of it as like, okay, so if I went to your real estate website and do you have tiles on your website or different things like, maybe it's subdivisions in Yuma, or maybe it's just like in Arizona, I have Phoenix, Gilbert, Chandler, right? And they click that tile and it takes them to your IDX feed that shows them all the homes that are currently available in that area. That's how I would leverage your products.
Okay.
We're only creating more content here to actually post. So yes, when they click this link, which I'm going to show you guys how you just get from your website, it's going to take them to see IDX feed, but maybe you're going to give them a little bit like, why is Yuma a great place to live? What are the different features? What are the different schools? All those information. You're giving the user more information on that specific market or that specific area. So yeah, these are like little blogs, little micro blogs, but the big key here is adding different types of products that are available within your market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. So I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to keep this simple just for timing. It's giving me 2 responses.
Let's say,
Okay, so I'm going to come through. I'm going to copy that. Okay. I'd probably say make it SEO optimized, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to come over here. I'm now going to paste that in there. Okay. So we have our product name specific to whether it, it's location, it's price point, it's on golf courses, it's mountain views, it's single family homes, it's condo, whatever it is, right? I would recommend going in and adding at least 5 products. That's your homework. You're going to go in and add 5 products to your Google business profile. You definitely want to add a photo. So Lake Havasu, I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to choose one of these just for timing. Sure. Obviously, I would do a photo of Lake Havasu City. Hopefully the Wi-Fi doesn't blow up with that. Absolutely,
For your-
Joanne. Feel free to
for your
reach out.
for your landing pages there, I'm doing exactly what you're saying here through Katie Core and from other social media. Can I just do those
Katie Core?
URLs there? Is that where you do it? Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
you're gonna
whole
paste it in
trails
there.
now.
So if I don't even know if this is still active. I'm just using this as an example. Okay, cool. So you're gonna go to your website, your actual, whether it's KV Core, whatever real estate website ID that has an IDX feed, you're gonna go there. And I'm gonna put in Lake Havasu City. Choose that. I'm doing the search.
Yes, I'm doing it. I just stick that link in the Katie Core right now.
Yes, and you can paste it in the product. This is where you want to paste it, that product landing page.
Right. Okay.
Now, remember in my description or my product name, I said under 500,000. So I'm in Lake Havasu City, but I want to now do price point, any price.
Right.
And I'm going to say max 500,000. Done. I have 88 homes. Whether you like the map and the grid view or the map view, I'm going to click grid view only because it's visually easier for me, but you could choose whatever view you want to do. I'm now taking this link, right? These are Lake Havasu City homes under 500,000. I'm now taking this link. I'm going over to my profile, pasting that in there. I have a great product name. I've uploaded a photo that's actually of the market or Lake Havasu City. My category is always going to be real estate. I'm putting my product price in the actual name, the description. My product description here, I'm going to ChatGPT. I'm just adding in more information. I didn't fully read through this, obviously, but you want to make sure it's good.
Right.
What are the benefits? Why is it amazing? All those things. And then you're going to paste in that URL and then publish. And just like the other ones that you saw previously, right, it's going to take, up to 30 minutes for that. You can go to add next product, or I'm going to see my products. This is pending. So now I have one that says Lake Havasu City Homes. And so when someone's on your profile and they're like, oh, Jeff, this is cool. And then they start clicking on things.
Shows up there.
Shows
Gotcha,
up there,
yeah,
like,
okay.
oh, Chandler Homes. This is where that little description or microblog shows up. So, right, I'm learning, I want to know more about why I want to buy in Chandler, why I want to buy in Yuba, why I want to buy in Lake Havasu City, all those areas. It gives you more information. You have your nice little photo, but then they click that link and it takes them to see all those different houses that are available that fit within that product, that criteria in there.
So,
Does that
so
sense
you
for the
won't,
products?
you won't get, you won't get to know that they're there unless you got that set up on this one for them to link to get it thrown into your KV core to come back.
I would,
Correct. So
yes,
in other words, if they click on just the Google site, will you get their information or not until they go on to the landing page and enter the info?
yeah, you won't be able to collect their information from here.
Right,
However,
okay.
if they're linking to KV Core or any other site, I'll ask you this, is there a way, and I believe there is, that I know on OneSuite there is, and some other platforms there absolutely is a way to do it, but let's say you do forced registration, meaning somebody goes,
Right.
they click this link, and then they view 3 properties or 5 properties, and a box pops up requiring them to enter in their information to continue. Yes, then that would be
Yeah,
the
that's how I
ideal
have it set up.
situation. Beautiful. That's
Okay.
ideal. So go
Got
in and build out these products. Because then you're naturally going to collect their information because it's going to require them because that's where you're sending them to.
Right.
So again, I highly recommend any questions on the product part, because this is one of the ways that you're going to instantly boost your profile and be able to rank higher and increase those visitors, because most agents don't add products. Most agents do not add these because in theory, right? We think about it, we're like, we don't sell an actual product, but we do. We sell several different products, several different criteria. Homes with the pool, homes, right? Mountain views and all those different things. So you got to kind of think about, what are the 5 key types of properties or profiles that I want to build out in there. So again, homework, take 5, add 5 products on here. And it doesn't just have to be 5, but start with 5, start with 3, start with what you can, but you want to make sure that you come through and build this out. A dozen would be great at some point, right? But you're slowly building it and adding them in all the different types of criteria or types of homes that you can think of that are in your market. I would add into here. Okay. Any
Justin, I have
questions?
a question.
Yes.
So, if you add a product and you put the picture and then where you went down and put the website, can you do the website to the property by chance?
You could do a specific property. Yeah, you could put any URL in here. So let's
Okay, so
say
you could, if you have a listing, you could go and put a photo of it and then put the link to the listing.
you could. So that would be, yeah. You could do that. Absolutely. You would just go
Okay,
in.
thank
So let's
you.
say I'm going to my, this is my OneSuite site, but let's say I'm going down. This is my new listing. I click into this actual property and I'm copying this link. And now that link's going to take me specifically to this property. So if I went in and I could just paste that here. So instead of going to a group of properties, it's going to take you to a single property on there. You could do that. I don't see harm in that. I just wouldn't use this for closings. That's the only thing. And here's the thing. Once that property sells, that product's no longer relevant. You're probably going to go in and you should go in and delete it. So
Right.
if you can,
Okay.
yeah, if you can hold yourself accountable and go in and be like, that's part of your process, that's part of your checklist. Like as when a property closes, I got to remember to go to my Google business profile and delete it. You could do that way because it's probably not going to show, or you may have to change the link. Maybe it's going from, my new listings to closed.
Okay.
You have to swap it out.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
But Justin, if you like what you did a while ago to our Realty One website, if you get those properties, would it be changed also automatically or update if there's those are available, like the one you did,
Yes.
like Havasu? So whenever our website Realty One Group will change or update the properties, like for example, Lake Havasu homes under $500,000. So it will automatically also update on the
Correct. Yes.
Google. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
The
so
only
much.
time you may, what I meant by when it, you go back and delete it is if it's a current active listing and you're going to a single property like this here. and it closes, you're probably, that link's no longer gonna work necessarily because it's closed, right? And it's gonna change the status. It's not gonna show up anymore. However, if you do, just like what you said, Rommel, is, you know, Lake Havasu City homes under 500,000, that's automatically updating. You don't have to worry about that. That you never have to change that link in that product. I mean, you change websites, yes, but in theory, you won't ever have to change that link because it's automatically syndicating and updating those new active products.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Of course.
Justin, I have another question.
Yes.
On Google Business, is there an app that you can do on your phone so that you could update things from your phone versus your laptop or desktop?
I love that you brought that up. Yep, Google Maps. Google Maps.
Google Maps.
So you can now, yes, so you can now, and oh, I don't have usually I have a virtual behind me, but let me pull up Google Maps. So I'm in Google Maps, okay?
Okay,
And in the bottom right corner, you see business.
okay,
You're gonna select that. Now, you obviously have to be logged into your Google account that you created the Google business profile with. But now I know it's very hard to see in small, but you can see all the profiles that I manage within that Google account. And
okay.
I'm right here. And now it looks very similar to kind of what we're seeing on my desktop.
Awesome.
And you can do
Thank
updates
you.
right on your mobile device. Yes, of course. That was an
Perfect.
update over the last couple of years and was a huge win because it's a lot easier to just quickly go in. And the big thing with the mobile for the Google Maps app is your review button here. And you can easily copy your review link and send it out. You can edit your profile, you can add photos. Basically everything you can do on the desktop, you can do on the mobile. So yes, download,
Okay.
if you don't already have Google Maps downloaded, you can download that, log in with that Google account that manages your profile, and then you can easily update it on your phone.
Perfect. Now, going back to what you guys were originally talking about with Google reviews and Rate My Agent and doing the link, paying for that, do you guys find as agents that it's worthwhile to do that? I'm assuming yes, but I wanted to ask.
It does help, you know, in terms of getting all your reviews in one place and being able to promote them. And they have a lot of other features in there. I think it's minimally small. Like, honestly, I haven't done Rate My Agent in a couple of years in terms of paying for it, but I think it was like $12 a month or 15, something like that. It can help streamline for sure. So it's a great benefit. If you're with Realty One Group, they give there's a free version and you get, you know, some features on that. But if you want some of the other additional features, there's an additional cost. And again, I think it's like 12 or 15 bucks a month, but we'll have to double check on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course, good questions. All right, real quick, I know we're going a little bit over and I just applaud you guys for staying on the call and taking in this information, but I'm going to jump down to Ad Update. This is the other one that's huge with optimization. So here's the thing, you're going to go in, you're going to edit your profile, optimize descriptions, all that good stuff, service areas. You're going to add at least 5 products in the next 7 days. Could you do it by the end of the week? Can you do it by the end of the weekend, right? Just add it to your calendar. You want to add in those 5 products and then add more. If you do more, beautiful. But you want to make sure you come in, click Add Update. You're going to click Add Update here. These are posts. These are similar to like social media posts or micro blogs. Okay, so you can add a photo or video to go with it. You're going to add a description and you can add a button here. Okay, so if you're already creating content for your social media platforms, come here and add it. Maybe you're gonna do a microblog. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna come over here. And let me see where we're at on 1500. So you get 1500 characters in there, and I'm gonna click write me an article or blog, whatever word you want to do for my Google business profile. Please stay under 1500 characters. Write this article on the schools I live in Gilbert, Arizona, so I'm gonna do that. Gilbert, Arizona. Be informative. My audience are home buyers in the, I'm just gonna put home buyers. So I gotta move my screen here. Write me an article, my Google's 1500 characters, write this article on schools, Gilbert, be informative. Sometimes you gotta tell like the tone, right? My audience are home buyers, and we're just gonna see what comes up here. Right, maybe this is the title. So if I go back to my profile, I can add photos or videos. So I'm probably gonna add like a photo of Gilbert or whatever it may be. So again, I'm just using one of these photos because for training purposes, oh, I think I clicked it too many times. Add update. I again, make it a point. Maybe you're doing at least one update a week. At least one update a week. 3 would be beautiful. 3 would be beautiful. Just like blogs are still relevant on your websites. If you think that because it's all video, I'm not going to do blogs on my website, so it's not your incorrect mindset. You got to still add content. Those keywords matter on your website. And this is think of this as your blog or your feed on social media. So you want to make sure that you're going in and updating these consistently. So again, let me just try to, I did this one earlier, accepted it. Let's see if it accepts it. Perfect. All right, description. So your description is going to be whatever article you're posting in here. I'm going to copy this. Paste. See, it's already, I told it standard 1500 and it didn't. Let me see. Where did it cut it off? Gilbert's dedication, education. All right, so we're going to take that last sentence out. Just for the training. Okay. So we have a little article here. Can add a button, and maybe you're going to say, learn more, maybe on there. And then again, you have a link. So now I'm going to go to my website, Gilbert, Arizona. Search. And you're going to take that link, or maybe you're posting a blog on your website and you're going to put 1500 characters of the blog, and then you're going to say, read more, learn more, and it takes them to your blog on the website, however it may be. But you can go in here and put a link, post. It's been updated. You do done. And you can see some others that I've added in here. I've done this post. This was for training. Some other, obviously I've used these for training purposes. This article I talked about why, the impact of digital marketing and how it helps sellers and, listing and selling their home. This one I talked about, why the greater Phoenix area is a great landscape for investors. Okay, right? Cool little reads in there. They click into it. They read the article. There's a nice, beautiful photo or video, and then they can learn more. This website doesn't exist anymore, so I'm sure it doesn't go anywhere. And then it can take them to that article. They can also share it, which is kind of cool. They copy the link on it. So maybe you're making a post on your Google business profile, and then you're taking that link, and I'm going to go and I'm going to share that on my Facebook. I'm going to share that on my Instagram or whatever it is, right? So you can definitely share these. Maybe you're going to put this in one of your newsletters. So you're driving more traffic to your Google business profile. But think of these as like little, micro blogs, updates, social media posts, any of that stuff you want to come in here and add it in. The one thing that I will emphasize on is just like when you're posting on social media, you want to make sure you're beefing up that description. So if you're posting something you're already posting on social media, maybe it's a just closed post or, a holiday post or a Halloween post or something, don't just post it and be like, happy Halloween, right? Create an article, create content around that. Because again, the more keywords that you're feeding in, the more chances are that it's going to show up in front of other people when they're doing different searches. So again, when you add updates, come in here, you're going to add a photo or video, you're going to go to ChatGPT, or if you love to write and have the time to write, you're going to write your own. Or maybe it's, an article that you were written about or whatever it may be. Come in here, you can paste that, add a button if you want to. I always think a call to action is critical. And so I usually do learn more and then paste it. So it's driving traffic to my site. or wherever I want to direct them. And then those posts will show up over on this section, typically down here. Okay, so I can view all. And again, this is my view, so it's not going to show this here. It's going to go ahead and show the images of the articles or the posts that I've created. It's only because I'm logged in that's telling me to add a post. But when they click and look at these, it's going to show them the list of all the posts that you've actually created on your Google business profile. Now for open houses, real quick, you see how there's add update, add offer, add event. You could do your open house as an add update, or you could do it as add event. Very similar, photo, video, event title, open house in McCormick Ranch, or wherever it is, start date, start time, right? End date and time. I would add those in there because if people go here, say I have an open house today, you know, and somebody goes and looks at this event 2 weeks from now, then they at least know for sure, like the date and time is already passed, right? But it's, again, it's good SEO. And the more you add in, the more you're getting back, okay? So, and you can always add a button there. Maybe it's going to the actual listing for that open house. So again, add updates. You want to make sure that you're adding at least once a week, but I would recommend 3 at minimum. You click add update here, do all that information. And then if you want to post an open house, you could always do it here. You can always create offers too. Maybe it's no obligation listing appointment or buyer consultation, right? You can always build that out as well, which only helps you with your SEO even more. All right, guys, I'm going to open up for questions real quick. I know we're about 22 minutes over, so I want to respect your guys' time, especially those who have stayed on the call. John asked how to get started using ChatGPT if we are new to using it. So John, you're going to go to chatgpt.com. They bought this domain, so you don't have to go through OpenAI. Chatgpt.com. I'm already logged in, or I was, so I'm going to click login, or you're going to click sign up. Whoops, click sign up. You're going to put in your email address. You can sign up with any of these. Once you get signed up, again, there's a free version still, and there's a paid version. It's $20 a month. I do the paid version. I don't remember which one it is for this one. I do the paid versions, but $20 a month with tax. And you just get, you know, you get priority server. So sometimes it doesn't happen often anymore, but when ChatGPT first became the big craze, you know, it was difficult to get in. Their servers were bogged down. I mean, they blew up. It was phenomenal. So, and there's a lot of other features in the paid version. Like you get all these extra, you can have images created by just typing in create an image, you know, all these different things, create images of Lake Havasu City. I'm being very general, but you can get very specific, and you can see here it's going through. So the paid version is very cool. You get all beautiful, right? What's crazy about this is this image only exists right here. This is a 1 of 1. So it's very, very cool. You can always talk to it again and say, you know, now show a sunset, and then it redoes it and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's a lot of cool features in here, but the biggest one, honestly, just to start with, the free version, it can help you create your property descriptions, your business description, your blogs, anything like that you need verbiage and content for. It's very, very good with that. So we do have videos on that, youtube.com/Rock University. I'm going to copy this. Look, we made it over 900. That's amazing. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. I'm going to paste this in there for you guys to be able to go. But once you get in here, click this little search magnifying glass, do ChatGPT. And you're going to go in and see, I mean, this was a big one. We have over 1,000 views on that one, but you can go through and see, you know, any trainings that we've done on AI or ChatGPT, and you can take a look at those to get started. But I do recommend it. Think of it as your assistant. It takes a lot of workload off of me and just makes it a lot easier. I like to write. I just don't have the time, and I'm not going to write a huge blog on several different areas. That would take me weeks to do when ChatGPT can, you guys saw it yourself, takes seconds to create. And it's very, very good. It's only getting better. And again, embrace it. The other thing with ChatGPT is there's a mobile app. So you can always download ChatGPT. Where'd it go? There it is. from either your App Store and iPhone or the Android Play Store. And you can have it on your phone, and anything you do within your account on your mobile device always shows up on the desktop as well. So it's very, very cool to use. So any other questions on Google Business Profile? Hopefully you guys took away some good optimization tips today. Remember, you want to make sure you go in and edit that profile, your Google Business Profile name, all that good stuff. You want to add those photos in there. You want to change the file name. Think about that going forward. Anytime you upload photos on any platform, change the file names. It helps your SEO. And then products. Go in and I want you guys to go in and add those 5 products within the next 7 days. It takes you not a whole lot of time. So in the next 7 days, add those 5 products and then add it to your calendar. Just add it to your calendar. Once a week or 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm adding a new update to my Google Business Profile. You get alerted. Go to ChatGPT and have it create something or post the social media content that you're already creating and posting on other platforms. Post it on here. So the other big thing is ask for reviews real quick. You can click this. You get your review link real quickly. I know I said we're finishing this up here, but real quickly for the reviews. This is the review link. You can send it to anybody directly, text it, whatever it is. For your reviews, you want to make sure that you go in and reply to all of your reviews. So there's one in here that I did as an example. So here's a client. They left me this review and then I responded in there. And make sure in your response, you add geographic location. If you have reviews on there, but let's say the review was like a year ago, whatever it is, it's okay. Go reply to it. Does not matter. Yes, the person that left the review is going to get a notification that there was a response or anything to that. It's okay, but you want to make sure that you're going in and replying to those reviews because that almost doubles your account in terms of reviews. It gives more insight to the users that are looking at your profile and reading through those. And it's an opportunity for you to add in additional keywords. A lot of times our clients aren't going to add in geographic location or where they bought or sold, and we can go in and add that in there. Because again, the more you feed it, the more it gives it back to you. So make sure you're replying to all reviews. That's also part of your homework.
Question?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, about the reviews. So I have gotten screenshots from clients that say that they have left a Google review and I've gone and clicked on that. They've sent me screenshots and there's probably about 10 of them that got lost in the world, the internet world.
Cyberspace, yes.
And I have no idea how. I've been trying to get them back and I've also tried having them do it a second time.
Yes.
And they're just disappearing.
Sometimes that has been an issue for some people. And there's not a direct answer because it's a mystery on why they don't actually go through. A lot of times when I've been working with the agents to optimize them, they end up showing up at some point, but we're talking like months later, like way too long later. But we may have to get in contact with Google's support team, which is always fun because it's a $1 trillion company and they have very little support.
Where would you go for that?
Well, you're going to go in, it should be under your actual, let me go back to the main screen here. Go to support over on the left-hand side. And then a box pops up and you can start doing those. I would scroll straight down and do contact us. And then select what profile you're doing it for. And then you can start going through that process to kind of contact them for that. But there has been situations where, your client does leave a review and it doesn't show up. The common thing that I have found when that happens is either they have recently left a ton of reviews, and by ton, I only mean like a handful, or you as the owner of the profile have requested and are getting a ton of reviews all at once. And it can cause an issue for that. So sometimes that could be an issue that comes up. I don't recommend, going in and requesting 20 reviews in one day. I'd break it up because Google has been difficult in terms of, marking you as spam or, that anything like that. So, a handful a week, you should be safe, but Chantel, I would try to reach out to support or, you know, connect with me after the call. And I have a couple of buddies that help with Google Business Profiles. I've used them a lot for, you know, getting people unsuspended and all that kind of thing. So if you
Nice
need
having
help-
people.
yes. So
I
just let me
appreciate it.
know.
Thanks, Justin.
Of course, my pleasure. Just let me know. I'll be happy to help. All right, guys. Again, I hope you took away a couple pieces today that you can go and implement in your business. I gave you guys some homework. Please implement it. Don't just take in the information. We can only get results from taking action. And I really, really want you guys to be the agents that are showing up more and capturing that business. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to help or point you in the right direction. Otherwise, we will see you guys next week. I'm super excited for next week. Jocelyn's going to be teaching us about CapCut. CapCut is a great video editing app. And she's going to do an amazing job in showing us on how we can leverage that product so we can create more valuable video content out there. So you can always go to your respective university site, whether it's EOG University or Rock University, and register for that. Again, that's going to be next Wednesday. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I appreciate you spending the hour and a half with me. And again, if you need anything, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. Have a wonderful week, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Justin.
Justin.